there, people! So, I'm back to doing Quake. I know it seems like I kind of go around circles. There's a major reason for this, specifically the fact of the matter that I have a lot of issues when it comes to doing things in, like, chronological order. Basically, I don't like spoiling things for myself. I like trying to, like, explore things and, become invested in worlds and really build up to it and appreciate the thing entirely. I don't want it to be like I'm unappreciating the past and I'm just spitting on it because I've seen better. So I like the gradual building up idea, the concept of going from like old games to like new stuff. But part of the problem is that there's so much old stuff that you never really get anywhere, if you kind of haven't noticed from my series. Plus the fact that I tend to bounce around a lot, I get very unpredictable in what exactly that definition means. It's very inconsistent. It was kind of a headache to do, and yeah, basically all it really ended up doing was taking me away from everything I was trying to do and have fun with. It made it a lot less fun and made it more of a headache, because I was playing a bunch of stuff I hated and kept trying to play them over and over and over for game after game after game, and taking hiatuses from the games I actually enjoyed. So it was like I would start a game I enjoyed, but then have to stop it because need to go back and experience it. And I think for Quake before, it was always the idea that there's a lot of maps based off Doom levels, so I wanted to do the Doom P-Wads. But after further thinking about it, the Doom P-Wads don't really matter. Like, I don't like Doom. I don't really care about what happens with Doom. So why exactly am I devoting so much to Doom P-Wads when I don't even like Doom? And it was another thing with, like, Star Wars related stuff, and I was worried about that, but, the more I'm kind of seeing, Star Wars really has, like, a wide variety in the franchise. Like, the franchise is entirely inconsistent. You can't really, like, follow a thing and understand the lore. No, you're gonna find, like, a bunch of different conflicting ways that the same things happened. So it becomes almost pointless to try and delve into it that deep because all you're getting is alternate things and not really much of an actual lore. Yeah, it's kind of the way a lot of these things are, and you kind of have to, like, piece it together after the fact, and that's really the part that they don't really tell you. So it makes it sound a lot more consistent than it really is. So, needless to say, long story short, I'm basically back. I'm trying to do now what I like, as opposed to just doing things to, complete them and do them and make progress towards things I like. That's just not a way to live life. At a certain point, you end up getting very depressed. It kind of kills the commentary because I'm not really enthusiastic about doing it all. I have no thrills, no desire, nothing. So it's kind of like, yep, this is the thing. And where do we kind of go from there? Nowhere. So I end up just basically talking to you in kind of like a bored voice, or trying to entertain myself a little bit. And other than that, it's kind of just getting through these things and really just not really looking forward to Horizon because it's more torture. So, yeah, like I said, back to doing what I like. And I kind of do want to do chronological things per se. Not exactly sure how that'd work out because of how almost infinitesimal it could be. But I do want to, like, go back to, like, the earliest point that I actually like things, and that would be Quake. That, to me, is, like, the turning point of games, was when Quake came around. Full 3D environment, which means no sprite enemies flying above you that glitch out. Yeah, a lot of the gameplay mechanics were changed around, as in there was no reliance on a map, there was no reliance on a use key. With all that stuff, it made it a lot more, you had to understand, understand the world around you. They couldn't just make you spam every single thing and hope that you get it. And that was a much better design. The fact that secret counters actually seem to be based on brushes as opposed to, like, just random things in the level. If you see a secret, it probably exists in the level. That definitely is a big key there. Not too sure about like enemies and everything. I imagine if they're like outside the level, they just fall out. Kind of like what we've seen with like ammo, which would really stink because I can imagine that mess up the enemy counter. Luckily, we haven't really encountered that. In fact, the only map I could think of where we couldn't get all the enemies would be like back in Q2 with the life and death. We had like 3 enemies sealed off. Other than that, it's basically been perfect 100% completion almost every level. Rotfish not included, of course, because Rotfish mess up the score every single time. But yeah, basically beyond that, it's a matter of playing all these levels, checking them out, and moving forward. And I'm back to Aftershock. It's been 3 years since I started this thing, maybe even longer, I'm not sure, but I've been doing Aftershock for a very long time, and I'd like to finish it and get to some different things. To make matters a little bit more dull, perhaps, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the worst thing about Aftershock right now is that we've kind of done everything that's good. Yeah, basically, the campaign is already done, and we've done most of the single-player standalone levels. That's kind of what like bombarded us at the beginning, was all like the single player levels. And from here on out, there's a lot more multiplayer maps and test maps. So yeah, there's not going to be much gameplay to these. I'm just going to be like checking out the levels and kind of moving on. So if you see me not really doing much, that's kind of why. But I'm going to try and make it through here because I want to move forward, and we kind of have to cover it because I like covering these and showing them all off. You know, it's part of Quake after all, and that's part of the world, even if it doesn't have anything in it. Okay, so we're playing a level called Frag, also known as Fun Fragging. Let's see here. It's made by Zach Ham, and it's basically a small deathmatch level for 1 to 4 players. So, yeah, basically it's a multiplayer map. There's no monsters here. It's basically just a small deathmatch level. That's really all it is. No one would have much fun, you know, if you're doing like 1 to 16. It's a very small map, you know, so be expecting that. So we built it from scratch at about 18 hours over a period of 5 days. Mostly learning how to use an editor called Quest, which I don't recognize the name of. I'm not actually sure if that's an editor we've covered before at all. I might have to look into that one and see if like there's any details to that editor. For the platforms, he used MS-DOS Edit, which we have seen before. That's just the editor for MS-DOS. It's kind of like how Notepad would be. I guess that's the best way to describe it, right? Is to say that it's kind of like Notepad, except it's not Notepad. It's like the precursor to Notepad. You know what I'm trying to say, right guys? I hope so, because I sure don't. I'm just rambling nonsense at this point, and hopefully someone somewhere can help me. But yeah, MS-DOS editor, let's see here. You can get this off CompuServe, and he gives us like an FTP site, which has been long dead. He's also the author of several Doom 2 and Hetson WADs. So, yeah, you know, Zach Ham might be familiar to you if you like playing a lot of different custom levels. Specifically shovelware exclusive levels around 1996. So let's see here. Basically, this level could be any of these. Can't be on any of these. According to the legal.txt that comes with Quest, this level can't be on any of those popular compilation CDs. So none of that. So you can distribute this freely so long as you don't make people pay for it. Wait a minute, so we have a copyright documentation here that specifically says that you cannot take this level and put it on a compilation CD, and that's exactly what they did. Wow. The README is literally saying you can't do this, and they did it anyway. And did they get in trouble? I don't think so. Wow. That's pretty awkward to see that literally sitting here in the middle of one of these documents saying you can't use this. Okay, so you can make any modifications as long as you include this text file and notify me of your changes. So yeah, basically it's a basic level. You know, it's very, very basic. It's a deathmatch level. We're just going to check it out briefly because that's what we kind of do in this thing. So long since I've seen this loader. I mean, I was playing a little bit earlier today because, you know, now that I'm kind of getting back into it. But now this is the first one where we're actually moving forward. So let's check out Frag. Fun fragging. Whee! I'm on an elevator! Okay, so we're on some elevator already. That's an awkward start. We landed on an elevator, lands at the top floor, and we saw a lot of blinking lights. And there goes our elevator. So you see, fun fragging. Can get some random little goodies. But that's about it. And now we have a pit. Well, I guess there's only one way down. Okay, this is like the second floor. And the second floor has these raised platforms, which are where people would spawn, obviously. And you get some guns down here, specifically the nail gun, double-barreled shotguns. This is like a good spawning location. Up there's where all the powerful stuff is, so you have to like ride through where everyone's spawning. Now on the bottom floor, it's of course where people are going to fall down. And there's basically nothing down here but some ammo. Oh! I was wondering what all that noise was. These are basically all elevators in the corner. So yeah, you can get from this first floor, murder everyone in this arena, come to the second floor, get some more ammo, go back to the first floor. Then of course if you can get up there, that's where like the good stuff is. Yeah, did I say this was going to be a quick map? Yeah, we're already done. Like that's literally this level. There's not much here. It's basically almost all one texture even. It's almost all this purple texture with some wood slats. That's really what this map is, people. Oh, and blinky lights. So it's slightly better than like Q2's design would be. But yeah, it's a very, very small map. As kind of was said, it's really small, and it's basically just made for like a tourney. I wouldn't even say like that. Like, I'm not a big fan of one-room maps, like one-room deathmatch maps. They always feel like the worst because you can't really explore or do much in them, and that's exactly what this kind of feels like. This is basically a one-room deathmatch map. I mean, sure you have this upper little area here, but it feels like it's all part of one room. It doesn't feel like you can really go much of anywhere. Also, if you're up here, why wouldn't you just stay up here? Like, you could literally control the entire map just sitting here shooting people with rockets straight down. That's really kind of sad. But yeah, if you're the only one with a rocket launcher, you can literally just keep spamming people down there. That's really overpowered, you know? You get the red armor, the rocket launcher, everything in one little area. And so yeah, you can be king of the hill and murder everybody. Really cheap deathmatch level. I can't imagine it's being fun at all. Like, I couldn't imagine much entertainment here. As I think I've tried saying like a bunch of different times, I can't think of a single, Quake multiplayer level. In fact, scratch that. I can't think of any popular multiplayer level that is one room. It seems like a very common thing for like custom multiplayer maps because it's so easy to make. But name a single one that's achieved wide popularity. As in just a single room whereby everyone spawns in, you can see each other and kill each other. It doesn't work like that. People like ones whereby you don't just spawn and kill right away and you have to like move around a bit. You know, that's why like maps like Claustrophobia, not Claustrophobia, Claustrophobopolis, The Bad Place. The Bad Place is somewhat one room, but there's all these different little side areas. So there's like an arena, but then there's like all these different side areas to make it not just one room. And then we have, you know, the Bad Zone, which is totally almost horizontal, and so is totally movement-based. So yeah, needless to say, all the popular maps seem to be And then, like, we have E1M2, which is also very horizontal. And you can see that's more the design. People like moving a distance. Vertical ascension never really feels like progress. You don't really feel like you're going anywhere, just ascending up and down vertically. It's a nice little feature, definitely something you couldn't do in Doom, but vertical things really aren't like the best thing in the world. This is why I was not really like a big fan of stuff like the Wizard's Mance, because it's a lot of vertical ascension and yet very limited horizontal movement. And that horizontal movement is what gives you the aspect of exploration. So it's better to use some vertical maneuvering to add like a second floor or something like that. But for the most part, you want horizontal. Horizontal, so it's going to give you that exploration-based feel and make it feel more expansive. As is, this felt really dead and really pointless. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I know it's kind of been a very, very worthless one, and that's kind of how it's going to be a pattern from now on. But like I said, had to check out these maps, showcase them off, and so here we are, a level for your enjoyment that hasn't been shown on my YouTube channel before. So until next time, people, thank you all for watching. And be sure to keep watching because more Quake videos around the corner.